Hi, I'm Brian with Faronics Technical Support, and in this video we will be going over the installation of Faronics Power Save Enterprise for Windows. The installation includes, number 1, installing the Faronics Core console on your management machine, and also installing the Faronics Core agent on the client workstations so that they show up under the Managed Workstations node in your Core console. The second step is installing the Power Save load-in, and lastly, deploying Power Save on the client workstations. If you already have a Faronics Core console installed and the Core agent deployed on the client workstations, proceed with closing the Faronics Core console. If you do not have the Faronics Core console installed, please refer to the Faronics Core installation video linked in the description below. Once again, to begin, close the Core console, and then you may download Faronics Power Save from Faronics.com or from Faronics Labs. Once you have the installation package downloaded, right-click on the compressed folder and extract the contents of the compressed folder. Once extracted, go into the Faronics_YPS folder and run the Power Save console load-in installer to start with the installation. You may do this by simply double-clicking on the file. Hit Yes on the UAC prompt. Once the install wizard pops up, click on Next, accept the terms in the license agreement, and click on Next. You may specify a username, an organization name, and enter the license key which you can get from Faronics Labs, or use the fully functional 30-day evaluation. Once this is done, click Next. Click Next again and select the Install button. Select Yes to restart the Faronics Core server service now. Once the installation is complete, click on the Finish button and wait for about a minute before opening up the Faronics Core console so that the load-in can initialize. When the Faronics Core console is opened and connected, expand the local host node on the left-hand side. Expand Workstations, and expand Managed Workstations. You will now see the Power Save load-in. If you click on the Power Save load-in, you will not see any workstations listed below on the right-hand side, since no client workstations have Power Save installed on them yet. To install Power Save on the client workstations, go back up to Managed Workstations. Select the workstations you want to install Power Save Enterprise on, right-click, and then go down to Install Upgrade Power Save Client. You may choose to install and restart the client immediately or restart it later. The installation requires a restart to complete fully. In this case, we are going to select Install and Restart. You may either have this happen immediately or schedule the installation. In this case, we are going to have this happen immediately. Click on OK. In the Active Task column in the Core console, you will notice the installation of Power Save in progress on the client. You can also check the task under the Tasks node on the left-hand side by expanding Tasks, expanding Active, and you can also expand Install Power Save task to see further details. Once the workstation is back up online, you will see the workstation listed under the Power Save node if you click on Power Save. It now has Faronics Power Save installed. To manage Power Save on the workstations, we use policies. To configure a policy, expand the Power Save node and you will see that a policy is listed. To add a new policy, simply right-click on the Power Save node and select a new policy, and then you can specify a name for the policy. To configure the policy or edit an existing policy, simply select the policy. In this case, we are going to select the default policy. Right-click on it and go to Policy Details. A policy is a group of settings which consists of the power schedule, the configuration settings, and the energy costs. A power schedule consists of one or more power events. In this configuration, we already have 3 power events added: a workday power event, an evening power event, and a maintenance power event. To edit a power event, you may simply select the power event and go down to the Edit option. You may also add additional power events or remove power events. Click on Edit to edit the power events, and you can see the additional configuration options for the power event. Here you can name the power event, specify a start time, specify the days of the week when you want the event to run, configure whether to wake up the client for the event to take effect. If you want to add a shutdown event to shut down the workstations at a predefined time, you can select Shutdown. You can also configure Dynamic Configuration to choose between low user disruption and increased power savings. In the Advanced settings, you will be able to configure inactivity timeout actions and inactivity definitions. You can begin power management on startup, or after the first keyboard and mouse activity, and then configure your inactivity timeout actions. Here you have options to turn off the monitor if the keyboard and mouse have been inactive for a certain amount of time when plugged in, or running on batteries. The same goes to turn off the hard disk if the keyboard and mouse have been inactive, and either stand by, hibernate, or shut down the workstation if the keyboard and mouse have been inactive for a certain amount of time, when plugged in or running on batteries. In the Additional Inactivity Definitions, you can choose when to start the power management. In this case, power management will begin only if the disk activity is less than 20%, and we have it set to sample the activity every 20 seconds. You can also set CPU activity and network activity. In this power policy, we are also going to add a shutdown power event to shut down the workstations at 10 p.m. every day. Once you've set your power schedule, you can go on to configure the additional configuration settings. For application control, you can choose to not manage power if certain applications are running, and also choose to ignore activity contributed by certain applications. Under the Windows Power Options settings, you can choose to override the Windows Power Options, require a user to enter their password if the computer comes up from standby or hibernate, and log off the user before powering down the machine. Under Hardware settings, you can select the Wake By devices and configure to not sleep if the computer is defined as a Wake on LAN relay, and also not manage power if the workstation is on a wireless network. Under the User Experience settings, you can notify the user of power save actions, enable the stealth mode to hide the power save icon on the local workstation, and also allow users to defer power saving actions. Under the Administration settings, you can configure Power Save to save any open documents in the following location, and also enable a command line password to secure your command line, since Power Save can be managed by command line. Finally, in the policy, you can configure your energy costs. To edit this, you can simply select it and edit. Specify the cost in your local area and a start time. Specify the days of the week and then click OK. Once you have configured your policy, simply hit Apply and OK. And to assign a policy to a workstation that has Power Save, simply select the workstation on the right-hand side. Right-click, and then go down to Reassign Policy. Choose the workstations, and then choose the policy, and then hit OK. In this case, we are going to assign the same default policy. In the case of Power Save, you can also generate reports. To do this, simply right-click on the policy being used and go down to Generate Report. You can also control Power Save on the workstation by right-clicking on the workstation and then changing the Power Save mode. You can also apply an energy consumption profile or upgrade the Power Save client if there is a new version available. You can also generate a report right from here. If you have any questions or see any issues during the installation of Faronics Power Save, please contact Faronics Technical Support. Thank you.